This is another MyView TV exclusive. Please remember to hit the notification bell, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your cheer for me. Everything what you see up, my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
Wagwan, my people. Hope everybody okay. Hope everybody alright. So hold on there. The Allman town people them reach out to me and say, my view, you really get the news and I come on the news. Call the little shooting going on the Sunday night, the end of the hush hush. How you know about it? Normally people hear about shooting and they really talk about it because nobody not dead. But you get the people them, all's what happened. I say, I don't know, see I saw we do it on this platform already. The operation is kind of different. Hold on a bit then, I can give the people them some more news because I moved from Allman town side. I said catching one of the police, them should have slapped where has been arrested and charged for murdering a drywall installer, 28-year-old. The money, Demon Shaw. With a alias like that, the people them know exactly what time it is. Charge is 28-year-old David Edwards of Newport Street in St. Catherine. The police said that on Friday, January 28th, Edwards and Shaw had an altercation in Mobile Bus Park, during which Edwards allegedly used a knife to stab Shaw before fleeing the scene. Edwards apprehended a few hours later in the parish and subsequently charged for murder. Why the police them never slap him? Why the police them never slap this boy? I tell you, the police them ram for waste time, you know. The police them ram for waste time. Hold on then now. Arakabesa gone. The police are appealing to the driver of a vehicle involved in an hit-and-run incident along the Arakabesa main road on Saturday to turn themselves in. According to the police report, a man 38-year-old Kenroy Green of Arakabesa in the parish died of injury he received in the incident. The police at about 10:45 p.m. resident alert the police that Green was hit by a motor vehicle. The driver did not stop. Green received multiple injury and was taken to the hospital dead. Investigators are appealing to the driver of the motor vehicle to turn himself into the Arakabesa police station immediately. Persons who may be witness to the incident are encouraged to share what they know with the Arakabesa police by calling 876-975-3233 or 994-2223. Make I tell the people them something. Don't follow Conjo and call 911. No. 119 is supposed to call. Anyway now, people, I go back around and call the people them run their ball. You understand? Me know say a whole heap of people that pray for the best. Yes, me know a whole heap of people that pray for the best. But unfortunate circumstances and unfortunate things do happen. Jamaica public service contractor who was electrocuted while working on the power line in the Trenchtown area of Kingston has died. According to a statement from JPS, the contractor, Ainsley Scott, died on Monday at the Kingston Public Hospital. Scott was employed to M&O Traders, emergency contractors who provide service to JPS. The company expressed condolences to his family, loved ones, and colleagues. JPS also wished to express gratitude for the brave and selfless help of residents who came to Scott's assistance, the company said. Scott was injured while working on the power lines in 8th Street in Trenchtown. Eyewitness said he sustained severe burns all over his body after he and another colleague was attempting to resolve a lack of electricity in the area. JPS said they will be working alongside M&O Traders to investigate the circumstances surrounding Scott's death. Hold on now, JPS. Come here a little bit. Make sure you go around Trenchtown right around there. So yes, I see the area. You can line up a work with the company, give him if he want to work, but if he don't want to work, make sure you give him a little piece of package, put in a pocket. You understand what I say? Package. Give him a nice little piece of lump sum. Yeah, man, because a whole heap of thing the youth do to try to save the man life. Anyway, I can go no more news. What take one plane go overseas because one Jamaican dead over there. A Jamaican woman was stabbed to death on Sunday while walking to work in Bronx, New York. Her family believes she was attacked by a man who was stalking her. Yes, people, stalkers still about. The police has not yet made an arrest. The police to the Jamaican woman, who has been identified as 50-year-old Dorothy Clark, was walking through a parking lot in East Flatbush at about 5:50 a.m. to get to her job at a nearby store when she was attacked. Clark managed to reach her workplace but collapsed on the pavement. Yes, people. Medics rushed her to the Kings County Hospital where she died. Her sister told her news team that Clark struck up a friendship with a man a few months ago, but the relationship turned violent and controlling. She recalled that the man began showing up at Clark's workplace unannounced and sent her aggressive text message. Though Clark had not contacted the police, her family believed the man had something to do with her death. Understand, you don't know some more time when family come out and say something, it either go side close or so. But anyway, I can go no more news. Right now, a Supreme Court, my God. You understand? Remember, say the clansman them. get one little favorable decision based on the foolishness of the police to go on with. But as them go to them beat up some police, but I know the beat up me I come to talk about, because we talk about the beat up this morning already. Let me give you an up-to-date pan what go on with the trial.
Audio recordings made by undercover operatives in the Klansman gang are under threat of being dismissed as valid evidence. Chief Justice Brian Sykes raised the concerns in court today.
Validity of evidence is under threat following a query from Chief Justice Sykes in relation to Section 31G of the 2015 Evidence Amendment Act. It states that information produced by a computer shall not be admissible as evidence unless, at all times, the computer was operating properly. As such, there are no reasonable grounds for believing that the statement is inaccurate. He asked if a phone was classified as a computer, a question that the attorneys could not confirm. If it is decided that the 3 phones used to record conversations among alleged Klansman gang members are not computers, the evidence could be withdrawn. Sykes gave the attorneys until Monday to present an answer. Meanwhile, the chilling testimony of another pathologist paints a grim picture of the death of Xavier Smith. Defendants Andre Blackman Bryan, Jazeel Squeezy Blake, Michael Stennett Whiteley, and Brian Rooster Morris are charged with his death. His body was found on Jones Avenue on January 14, 2018, with 10 bullet holes on his left side. She added that there were signs of blunt force trauma to the head and torso before being dismissed by the judge. The day's proceedings ended with a revisit to argue the point of visibility during an incident where 2 men from the Denhamtown community in Kingston were allegedly beaten and subsequently killed and buried by Klansman gang members. A witness claimed the incident took place at night in 2018. In a bid to gather evidence, a police investigator was commissioned in November 2021 to take pictures of the area. While the photos were admitted into evidence, the defense questioned their relevance since the photos weren't taken at the same time as the alleged incident and the functionality of the lights weren't tested.
Big up my view. You know, we get up every day and think about how we can better our country. See? And we look for the solutions then, because it makes sense you're solutions oriented, because we go year by just a chattings and just peer chattings. Now my view, over and over again I say this, right? That Jamaica don't take psychology in the criminal framework very seriously. See, in every jurisdiction, you see where forensic psychologists and criminal psychologists play a vital role in crime fighting. That's how we know, say, in the US and the UK, you have more psychopaths in a prison more than any other type of personality disorder. See? Now, I say that if you look on the Jamaican framework. Couple months ago, I hear the president of the Association of Psychologists come up on Clifford's program and talk about lack of funding. It just shows you the mentality and the direction where our country is and the mindset. It is very surprising that the commissioner, the assistant commissioner in charge of crime, Fitzbailey, talk about things are not normal without mentioning the psychological framework of the country. We know social media affect crime. We know that there is copycat behavior going on in terms of the type of crime we're seeing. We know that most criminals in Jamaica are narcissists. They want to be seen. We know social media have a big effect on behavior. We know them feel but to be a man these days, they have to be a fighter, winner, provider, protector. They have to sort of maintain mastery and be in control at all times. So if we know some men have to be in control at all times, we can look forensically at that when a man cut off a man's head, a man feels that him not get the recognition and you see it normally in another area. It is important, my view, that Jamaica take personality disorders, and especially based on what the average Jamaican go through. You know, criminal psychologists predict criminal behavior. See? Them focus on the thoughts of criminals, and it's important because sometimes this helping with expert testimony in a court. You understand? It prevents reoffending and all these things. It's very important for the criminal framework be more pronounced than what it is, right? Because you can predict trends. We can't just take up criminals and lock them up without knowing what's going on in their mind. But so we have a bandage approach to crime in Jamaica. A big bandage approach. Solutions? What is the solutions? Because we know the problem. Monitor social media. Set up a psychological framework where we interview those who decide so we can, not for rehabilitation process, but to find out why a man behave. What is it? Was it father? And then look at these things and see how we can put in the social intervention to solve these things. What make a youth killing parents? What make a youth cut off a head rather than just kill? These people need to be interviewed and assessed by forensic psychologists. It's important. In every jurisdiction you see it, my views. So, Jamaica need to take personality disorders much more seriously. How we deal with conflict resolution come under behavioral psychology as well. That the psychological association is very silent. I'm not saying that they're not doing any work, but we not sit in a country like Jamaica where the importance of this is mentioned even within media framework. So it show you. So either we not take it very seriously, or we knowledge the funk where that is concerned. Because if you're gonna have a country like Jamaica with the crime rate we have, and the psychology, the body of psychologists tell us funding is nothing, then you see where mine is. How you gonna know trends? How you gonna know patterns? How you go my view, every time we take one step ahead, we take one thing back. These are the things that don't come in the media. These are the things that we don't mention. And this is what is on my mind today. See? So that somebody in the know can hear this and think, scratching my head. Because them have all the solutions. I'm telling you, it's the man on the street that have the solutions. It's the man who in the know. It's the little man around the corner. He's just a little nobody. But me just feel for share that little knowledge there. Alright? Careful of what you expose your children to on social media. Little girls going on social media now, 9, 10, 8 years old, and shaking them bottom and putting it on YouTube. They tell me that parenting is not parenting. People now you have to micromanage your kids somehow. You understand what I say? It is important that you watch social media and content and for those parents out there, just I'll leave you with that. Because remember, the children of today is the future of tomorrow. So when you can't have a little girl put cock up her foot and the next little girl that use her tongue, it says something and people quiet about this. Me not see the outrage. The things that we get crazy about is gossip and ladies and spice and argue and things. The things them what are important to this country, the average Jamaican don't take very seriously. Big up yourselves, my views.